Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome to another episode of Iron Lich Gaming. Or, in other words, Fate or Faith. A Tone's Journey.
A journey to atonement.
Last week, our traveling band, after killing the king of Westeros,
both of them,
go flying back to the Twins, where several armies and the king of the north await you. As you're flying on the three-headed dragon of Dominus, Crixus, and Ganagus. Oh, first time for everything. You land in the midst of the northern army, about 50 yards from an erected tent that's, you would assume, the king of the north would be in. As you see multiple sigils and flags, knowing that most of the nobility of the north is here, along with Edmund Baratheon, the Hand of the King. As y'all are escorted into this tent, you realize that it's a pretty large meeting. After speaking to the King of the North, to the Baelish, Royal Baelish, the Mormonts, what was his name? Oh, the Karstarks.
I gotta make sure.
The Targaryens. Y'all realize that this is going to be a vote to decide who will run the Southern or Six Kingdoms army as you go north to fight the battle. That is what's most important to y'all. There are a few. Rhaegar Stark, the ambassador to the north, pleads his case to say he would like to be the general or the king of the Six Kingdoms for now. As Edmund Baratheon told you, we will revisit this once the war is over. Royal Baelish sends Zane to be one of these, what is this? When you are
ambassador?
Candidate.
Oh, candidate, yeah.
To be a candidate for this position. Royal asked for Aiden Baelish, to be a part of this candidacy, as he politely declines, as he says there are more things to do but bicker and decide this fate. We should be heading north right now. After a short deliberation, Calder decides to run in to the tent under recess to claim he wants to be in this candidacy. So, as recess is over, and after speaking to Rhaegar in a zone of truth, Rhaegar tells you, I have no ambition to be the king. I only do this because I have allies in both kingdoms, and I can run this army and give it away, as it is the truth. So we vote. And the candidates did not vote. Stout did not vote. The first two votes were Rhaegar Stark, as Cyrus votes for Rhaegar Stark, the ambassador. It went back and forth until the very last vote between Zane Aaron and Rhaegar Stark, as it was Lady Mormont, the deciding factor, as she decides to give this vote to the Aaron boy. Get it? In hopes of gaining an alliance through the Vale and the North, as power is what really gets her motors going. After this deliberation, Zane is pretty frustrated at the vote that Cyrus casted by lashing out to a drunk Cyrus trying to apologize. As we see before the session ends, Zane a little power hungry.
Sore winner.
Oh my god.
His old times of being a Dewarden, being part of the syndicate, is that real?
This Napoleon syndrome.
Being humble is over.
Was he? Is this his plan all along? We will see. Next. I mean, right now.
Now.
Next
As
on Dragon Ball Z.
the night fades, your gods come to each one of you. As you see the moving lines looking like a serpent wrapped around the milk water in the north, coming from a darkened, what looks like a tunnel, but is just a area that you cannot penetrate with your eyes. Slowly, but maybe a little quicker than you expected, this army is heading towards Castle Black. And that's where we'll start our session, is y'all waking up in your own individual tents, or did you want to, y'all could stay in your own, one larger tent
We're
to,
having a snuggle fest.
you could stay in, with
It's the Bears Den.
with Lady Karstark, with Thrice.
Jungle room.
Oh yeah, you gotta stay with Thrice.
Oh,
That's another thing.
she did.
You must bed thrice.
So I've got some items here that we never checked out.
Yeah, I probably didn't make them. What are they?
One's a broadsword, one's a tome, one's a ring, one's boots, and one's a cloak.
The non-magical items.
I'm pretty sure the cloak was the cloak of protection.
Yeah, it was a cloak of
Yeah.
protection
Little
from.
stuff from
Well, the great sword
Yeah.
was. Yeah, the great sword is just a vicious great sword.
I think I think I got the cloak of protection.
I thought it was
The
the
Cloak of
biggest great
Protection-
sword there was.
It's the same great
I thought
sword.
it was a
that-
magical item.
So, yes, that's a magical item.
Greatest great sword that ever
You're-
created.
Yeah.
But you didn't. Mace Stark. He just had a vicious great sword. He didn't have anything crazy.
Guess he didn't really need nothing crazy.
And y'all killed him in like 10 seconds each time.
His armory was a little depleted.
I will say the boots of jumping and springing, or whatever it's called. Yeah. What else was there?
A ring, tome, and we already know what the cloak is.
The tome is.
Unidentifiable.
Yeah. It will be something. What else is next? The ring?
ring.
The Ring of Ram, whatever it's called.
Is that just like a sigil ring that didn't we use it to send letters?
Yeah. But it's also, what is it, like, you look up ring and ram, it's something like that to where you can, like, ram somebody with it.
At Ram Ranch?
Ram branch.
That's what Ram Ranch was built on.
Okay.
This ring.
So,
It's at the peak of the mountaintops.
got you.
The first Ram Rancher found it and designed,
Saw one man in the shower.
well, in the trough.
18 naked cowboys.
Soaking in a bathtub. Pigs feeding next to him.
That's the kind of sight I want to see.
Are you sure about that?
I would say, but I
Yes.
didn't think it.
So,
Yeah, that was probably spring.
Good point.
All right. So, now that you've stole the loot, what do y'all want to do?
I'm passed out drunk.
What?
Somewhere
Cyrus
in
is
the
hungover.
hallway.
freaking soup.
I'm probably like halfway inside of a beer barrel.
You see Royal come to your quarters, Zane, and we must get these men
Time to pay
marching.
We do.
If you're going to be the leader.
Yeah, we need to leave soon. That's a good idea. I'm gonna get up and start getting dressed.
Okay.
I'm asleep.
Yeah,
Deadass
of course you are.
asleep.
Yeah. You had too much fun last night with the
Mhm.
Renegades.
Take a long rest. Wake up in the morning, a little hungover.
Feeling like P. Diddy.
Feeling like P. Diddy.
All
Like
right.
a cheese stick. Like a cheese.
Where are you going to go?
I guess I'm gonna try and find the other guys. I'm gonna go pick him up off the floor in the hallway.
Yeah, I forgot my dang laptop. I cannot believe it. So,
Good
do
morning.
you want to Do you want to
You
RP?
deserve that.
Do you want to RP? You talking to the guys in the army of like the Sword and Stars and the Lannisters?
Gonna want mustard for March.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody to get ready. We need to leave rather soon. Or what time is it?
Do you have
Morning.
Morning. Yeah, it's morning.
I don't have any. I don't think I have
Do we need to create a
hierarchy.
yes?
Yes,
Well,
I think so too.
Edmund, I mean, the Hand of the King is next to you, you know.
Okay.
With Rhaegar Targaryen, the ambassador, is next to him.
Do we need a general?
You're the general.
I am the general. So you make it a lieutenant.
You can make Rhaegar your steward. That way he can handle things when you're away. If you want to do that while we're all away.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll make Rhaegar my lieutenant. Or not my lieutenant, my steward. Steward.
What do you say to him?
I didn't think. Well, I'm not sure. I feel like you'd be a good choice for this. I feel like you are, meant for this. I didn't feel like I was the. I don't feel like I'm ever going to be the right spot for the king, but I do want to have the right people around me so I can make the right choices. And I think you'd be one of them.
That's I thank you. I was hoping that I wasn't voted for because of trust of me being there, but it is nice to know that you trust me enough to do this in your absence, and I will do this with the best of my ability. I have relationships with the general of the Sword and Stars. I have sat in the rooms with the Blackwaters and the Lannisters. There will be no problems with us. You will, he looks over to the dragon that's like eating a goat. They're fighting over it, and he's like, I have a feeling you could find me anywhere, so that beast, I'll stay in line, as he chuckles.
Thank you. And, can I make Aiden my lieutenant?
I don't know. Ask him.
Well, are you nearby?
Sure.
Can make us all
Sure. I guess I'll make everyone here a
I
lieutenant.
want to be a general.
Yes, my lord.
Or my council. I don't know.
Ah, shit.
I don't know how
I
I
got a
want to
damn
do
bot.
this. 'Cause I don't really
Yes,
know.
my lord.
I need I guess, give y'all names or titles now. So this makes make this official.
I like titles.
Everyone can be a lieutenant. Yeah.
Yeah, multiple lieutenants.
You had one person that didn't vote for you or that doesn't believe in you for whatsoever. You might make him like a corporal or a grunt.
A major.
Yeah.
Major pain in your ass.
You're a private.
Yeah. Definitely private. First class.
First
Gosh
class.
dang it.
To the latrines with you.
I guess everyone here that has a claim to any kind of land can be a lieutenant.
That is not me.
You're in the north.
Well,
No.
I don't have
No
any
one
land.
here has any but Calder, which he's the king of.
Well,
I'm now second in line to my father's lands.
You got to make Calder like an admiral.
the leader of the sea.
Yeah.
Can't name someone that's already is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
king.
gonna say
Yeah.
that. We'll
All
figure
right.
it out on the way. Let's
So,
keep going.
as y'all decide and bicker over your
You know
titles.
who it is.
What do y'all want to do? As you see the Northern Army preparing, Rhaegar and Edmund Baratheon, the Hand of the King, start walking towards the southern parts of the, southern part of the Trident, which is where the Six Kingdoms Army's at.
Going to get the Southern Army.
Ready to go.
Go. Like they've got this handled. We could get a head start.
I think that's a good idea.
We taking dragon?
So that's probably the best
I'll take-
route.
I'll take Clow.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Isn't Cloud dead?
No.
Claw's still alive.
No.
Somehow, some way.
Xena's dead.
Xena, that's what it
I
was.
don't put him in conflict.
And roll a wisdom check, or any check you want that's at your best. That you have like intelligence or just him.
Charisma's my highest, but I can do wisdom. 15.
Okay. You do recall that you did you planted a weirwood tree over here. So you could have any of this, part of this army already go go to one of the closest to the.
How many people can I run through that? Does it say?
I think I could give you about. I think if you did all of your channel divinities, I'd give you about a couple of minutes. How many do you have?
I think I have one.
You have one?
Yeah.
Okay.
One per day, yeah.
I'll give you a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So you could,
And the other one would basically...
About 200 men can maybe go through there. 150 just sprinting?
Right.
So...
And there's I guess there's a weirwood at the...
There's a weirwood at the Shadow Cats, which is not too far from the gift.
Probably one at the
Castle Black.
Castle Black too, right?
We
Right.
also have,
I don't think.
what's the northern castle?
I don't have my laptop. I'm so mad.
The
I don't have my
Starks.
map.
The Starks.
Yeah, Starks. Yeah, Winterfell has one.
I think we're
But
past
the Umber
Winterfell right
Shadow
now.
Cat Castle is closest to the wall. Closer to the wall.
He'd have probably send the number with them to explain what's going on.
I was just letting
go
you.
to Castle Black.
I was just letting you know.
What's that?
Say we just go to Castle Black.
Well, do they have a weirwood?
I would say they
I would
probably have
say
one
so.
now.
I mean, that's where
Yeah.
Bran or
'Cause
John.
if y'all know,
Yeah, it's in truth, Castle Black for sure.
I think y'all would know this by now that the Castle Black, like the Night's Watch, has changed from like forcing people to the Night's Watch to pretty much like volunteers, and you could be asked like, would you rather be hanged or do you want to go? So like you're
I
not
wanna be
getting forcing anywhere, and so they are not as rough. Yeah, they're not as rough anymore. They're more, they actually get paid to do this.
They got a pretty good structure there.
Yeah, the structure's rebuilt. No one's destroyed anything in 100 years.
Yeah.
So they probably built they have a weirwood there now, and that's why like the Shadow Cat is, Lord Commander there, and that's actually kind of a prestige. You'll obviously probably meet him and know a little more, but as far as like, it's not as rough and tumble as it used to be. There's not as many cutthroats, and more people choose that from prisons because like their wildlings aren't trying to do any of that. They can just go to Viserys Pass, and it's more of a
Let's find the best battalion of Northmen here that we could just send through
We
to strengthen.
need to scry on those ships too at some point. See exactly where they are.
you can scrounge Jack Biscuit.
Yeah.
I'll go to the side.
Old Jackie Biscuits.
I'll do some scrying.
Okay. There's Jarl Moonfingers, which was part of the wreckage. I have all their names, but of course my laptop's a sad day.
Which ones are we going to look at? The ones coming around, like we've got the southern ships that had from Dane and the Ironborn.
You could scry on
I
the
think
syndicate.
they were waiting to meet up with each other, so I think they're all together, aren't they?
Not
Well, I don't
yet.
know. We don't really know
Hasn't
though.
been a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
Moving. Those were coming up the coast though, probably past Claw Isle already.
But they're on the other. Well, they're probably going the other way.
Yeah.
So they're probably around Dorne at this point.
Yeah. So coming up on King's Landing,
Hmm.
Old Town.
Well, they're having to go this way, right? They're going towards the Iron Islands. So they're at King's Landing, and they're probably already like to Dorne and stuff.
That was the other ship.
Yeah,
Yeah. The Dornish ones would have already been with
And
the
the
Iron
syndicate
Yeah.
Heading up
ships
towards
have
like
been headed that way
Bear
for-
Island, probably
Yeah,
already.
I think that's
But
so.
they're kind
They're
of.
probably not that far off.
Yeah.
And the syndicate ships have been headed that way for
Yeah,
4 or
those
5
are
days
rolling
now.
around Dorne now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's scry on those.
Maybe a little further, but yeah,
I don't know anyone on those.
yeah.
We know one of the names of one of the guys. I don't remember what it is.
You wrote a letter to.
I know we talked about it because we talked about it whenever we were sending letters out. that
Do you have
we had
on
met.
Scry? Do you have to know the guy, or can you just know a name?
Let's look
I think it just says you have to be familiar with them.
at it. Probably changes your
Yeah.
check.
And that's
Have to have some level of familiarity. Either have spoken words to each other or listen in on conversations.
Well, there's different check. Yeah, there's like 4 different checks that you do. Like one is like you vaguely know them, I think, and one's like
they gotta make a wisdom saving throw. If it's secondhand, like I've heard of the target, they get a +5 on their modifier.
okay. Is that right?
Yeah, first hand
Yeah.
is 0, and I'm familiar with them. I know the target well. They have -5.
So I have a +5 to the check.
Yeah, I
Wis-
don't know if it's even worth like looking for them. I'd rather like to know where our allies are, because those are the ones we're going to be depending on. The other ones are going to be late. So I'm going to look at.
There's really no reason for us to rush either, just because we do have to.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
look at
there is an army going to Castle Black.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the Dornish commander that we were on
Mhm.
his ship in the beginning
Okay.
and see where they're at.
He failed. You have this, you look in your brazier as it turns from red, flickering blues that fade to black, and as the black fades to a gray, to a colorful. Roll a perception check just for me real quick. See how wide of a bubble you can kind of see out of this thing.
27.
Yeah. You hear like the birds, and you kind of hear him telling the orders to the guys to, get ready for the day as it's morning, and you can see hundreds of ships around him. As you can tell, the landscape of the eastern side of where he's at is starting to, it's more of a rocky forest, turning more into where you might be passing the wolf's, where the Winterfell is, where it's almost like that tree line. It's like the wolf's woods, and then kind of like the rocky cliffs that go down into this. So you kind of tell they're already in the north,
Okay.
as he's barking orders and everything. As you're not seeing any syndicate ships here, but you don't see any worries on his face. You see him just kind of pushing. You see the Krakens, and you see the other northern ships. As you can tell, this is a large fleet that's moving northward. It's like nothing's been awry. Everything is still smooth sailing at this
You
point.
don't see any damage on the ships like they didn't get.
No.
Stuff rainstorm or nothing.
Yeah. Everything, as you know, like with the weather, you're still pretty close to the coast and the Twins. Like there's not been any bad weather or anything. So.
So they're farther north than we are.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Probably like a couple of days. A few days.
All right. Yeah, I'll share that information. They seem to be. They're making good time headed north.
Good. Okay. So where are we headed? I guess Castle Black?
Yeah. Do you want to go through the Weirwoods, or do you want
Send some.
to take the dragon and
How long
I'm
would
not
the-
going in the talons.
How long would the flight be through the air to Castle Black?
what about a day?
Like a 2-dayer?
Yeah, probably 2 day.
If we go through the Weirwood, we won't have the dragon though.
Well,
He said we could have it for
Oh.
open for 3-4 minutes,
Yeah, but
like a
what
portal.
goes through?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was
but the
big enough.
dragon won't be able to fit. But you can tell the dragon will start flying there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon can go.
So you-
When you got your eagles, you can tell to fly there. Like,
We can do that.
I don't know. What's the point of us being there without the dragon?
Get stuff set up.
Yeah.
well, I mean they've got a whole bunch of weapons at the wall, so it might be convenient to tell them I've got a dragon coming my way.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
if people were tending through would tell them that.
But yeah, you could. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
We take the Weirwood.
Okay.
To the dragon.
I would never
Yes, my
leave a
king.
dragon because I'm a good.
I know.
I'm a
I don't
good
want
pet.
to.
I'm a good pet owner.
But when your king tells you to do something, by God, you do it.
He's not the king. You might think he is. He's not the king.
He's not my boss.
He's merely a steward of the throne.
I am a placeholder.
All right, so I will. I guess we'll
I'll be murdered here in about 2 months.
see what I got to do to get this open.
Oh no, what happened to Zane? Oh darn.
Have Claw, I guess, trail the dragon. Beak and plow.
So yeah, let's go through the Weirwood, I guess.
Okay. As y'all walk through the army, the northern army, and you get to the eastern part of walking through the Twins, and there's a...
Can we bring the other Guardian people with us?
Oh yeah, we were gonna talk to them to see if they wanted.
Some of them wanted to team up with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, because some of them had flying units, right?
Yeah.
You tell me what y'all want to do?
Go find the Griffins. And do the B team have a name yet?
I don't know.
Bunch of losers.
You have not asked them.
Where's your girlfriend?
She was on the B team?
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm not sure. She kind of ran off with her father. Mm-hmm.
There are still their sigils flying around here to where you could go to the Karstark flag that's waving.
Sure.
You can... Stout knew where the Griffins were being kept. Y'all could walk to the Griffins. Y'all...
Cub Shadow Cats over there.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we'll head over there. Yeah. You want to go?
That's, yeah.
What's up, B team?
I hope she kicks your ass the second we get there.
She probably would, dude.
First session folder. I think the
Zane
B
tripped
team's on
and
this.
broke his neck.
Von de Vries dead.
Sure spare?
Leo
Hello.
Goodbrother, he is not there. He's with the ships. Okay. Cub Shadow Cat. Thrice Karstark. Rand Blackwater dead. Blaine Stark dead. So you've got 3 that have died from the B team already.
R.I.P.
Rip.
From natural causes.
They gained here. You got Cub Shadow Cat and Thrice
You consider
Karstark
just
here.
general death. No.
Yeah, Riley Reed is here.
We got Riley Reed. We get
As you walk to the Griffins, you see Thrice Karstark getting ready with Riley Reed. You see Cub Shadow Cat.
They're getting ready together.
No, well they're checking their saddles on these Griffins.
Just swapping them up a bit.
How many Griffins are there?
There's 3. As it's just Thrice, Cub, and Riley Reed is there.
They're Griffins also now?
You just see them with Riley.
Okay. And they got Griffins with them?
Mhm.
Cool.
What are their griffins' names?
Why are you asking me? You gotta go ask them.
Hey, Riley.
What's the name of that Griffin girl?
You could say I walk up to Riley to talk to them.
I guess I'll start helping him. Saddle down, I guess, or whatever you call it.
Saddle down, huh?
Saddle down. Come here, Riley. I'm gonna saddle you.
He's
down.
already getting in with her.
Who do you go to?
Thrice.
Yeah.
You'll kneel
Yes.
before your king.
So
I'll help her fix her shit.
Come settle your
she
king.
says, I can do this myself. What do you don't seem to like me very much. I can tell, since you want to, instead of a friendly duel, seem to strike out and want to do more.
And what did that entail for me? I was embarrassed and, on the floor with a knife in my back, and it looked like, yeah, I know. I was not very happy.
There's that 20
Obviously.
charisma.
It was a friendly duel that I was hoping you would allow me to win, so we could.
He's so bad at it, you're good at it.
I got that.
You're losing your girl,
I
bro.
got that
Where y'all-
negative charisma.
The negative charisma.
Where are y'all going?
I think we're headed to Castle Black right now. We were gonna ask if y'all wanted to come with us.
I don't know. You gotta talk to Riley. Riley looks at y'all and like, so Castle Black, huh?
The Castle Black we ride. You coming?
I have no plans. I'm gonna stay with the Northern Army, but willing to move forward a little quicker if need be.
I've never known you to back down from a fight.
No.
I think it It may benefit us to all take to the skies and travel as a pack and get to know each other again. And send the rest of the army, send the battalion through.
Thrice says, yeah, we could stop at our castle for the night and then move forward to Castle Black from there the next day.
Okay.
Way. None of us have to leave our mounts.
That's a good plan. I like that.
What say you, Riley?
I'm willing to go.
Thrice.
Settle down.
Yeah, Cub's like, oh, my uncle's at the wall. I can, when we get Lady Carstock's home, we can send them a pigeon and let them know that we are on our way.
That would be perfect. We're sending troops through the Weirwood to the wall now. They'll be able to alert them of our comings.
He's like, looks at you kind of like, okay, sounds good. Who are you gonna send? Like just the northern army?
What are we going through too?
No. Like, are y'all gonna try to just send like some of the army there already, or?
You, Riley, you've been around this army for some time now. Do you know of a particular battalion that is battle tested and would be the best to send through to Castle Black first to get prepared?
I think you could send. This might be a better question for Royal Lord Baelish, but I do know the cavalry will probably stay with the army. Maybe the pikemen, First Legion pikemen that are from House Stark, the Loyalist, would probably be best. But if you wanted to speak with the Royal, but there is about 150 of them that carry the shield and pikes that would probably help out on the north side of the wall if someone does come.
Yeah, you want to go talk to Royal?
Okay. Well, do you know anybody know where he might be?
You see Royal walking up, just like, I knew there'd be trouble when I was gone.
Hello, Uncle.
Hello.
Nephew. I hear you put Rhaegar in charge.
Yes.
Good deal. So,
We're making our battle plans at the moment. The old gods have gifted me with the knowledge of being able to make people travel through Weirwood, and I think we're going to use this strategy.
it's good news.
We're trying to figure out which armory to send through at this time.
I think the cavalry will probably stay with me. But yes, we have some legions of pike we could send through possibly. Riley's like, yes, I told him that, the Starks will probably.
Do you trust these men?
Oh, yes. I've worked with these men since they were young. They are not recruited. They are trained and been given this opportunity. This is a force that. This is what they've wanted. I've allowed them to do.
Never known anyone to question a Stark's honor.
Well. Yeah. Anyways, I guess I'll get them ready, and I will. Is there anything you want me to give them? A letter. Send your regards. All right, I'll write it and tell them what's going on.
Oops.
Yes, you'll need definitely need our leaders to step up while we are flying that way. I'm sure y'all can handle it.
Yes. Whatever these barbaric men or creatures, I'm sure they're no match for the Northerners. The North remembers. He nods his head and walks back as Riley, Reed, and Thrice pushes you.
Oh.
As you kind of take like a half step back. Roll a strength saving throw.
Oh.
Pulling you in, grabbing you by the belt loops.
Right?
No, the opposite.
Push your ass over.
Gotta go to 7.
Yeah, so you take a couple of steps back and you hit kind of a rock and stumble back. you're about to fall, but you kind of catch yourself with your arm, and then you look up as she gets saddles onto her griffin.
I'm gonna walk over to him and reach out a hand. He probably deserved that.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I did.
Now that Thrice, Cub, and Riley Reed are on their mounts,
You gotta go prime up that weirwood.
they say, "We'll meet you in the skies." As they start hearing the wings flap, as the wind blows your hair. This fall, cool morning, y'all start heading towards the weirwood tree that birthed Longclaw.
And that will birth it again.
It is now called Longclaw.
Shall penetrate its birthing canal.
As you get about halfway there, you realize that the 100 and so, pikemen are kind of in formation, kind of jogging your way. Once you get there, there's a guy with a different color shield. It's like all white with a white sword or a white pike with like a black handle on it, and he's kind of breathing heavy. So, we just run through now.
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks at you a little sideways, like walks to it and hits his pike on the where right near close to the face of the red sap, slowly coming out of the eyes of this face on the tree.
I guess I'll go place my hand on the tree and pray. Say let's see here.
Raisin bran. Oh, raisin bran.
Open your mouth.
I pray to. I'll be like,
Thou milk shall,
enter you.
thy milk shall moist this touch.
I pray to the old
Your
gods
raisin
today
crunch so much.
Let me and my friends come inside you.
for safe travel as we go on our way to fight the evil on the other side of the wall. Please grant us this at this time, and see if that does.
As your hand starts to go from just your standard skin color to more of like a pink, like you're holding a light. It's going into the tree as the red sap starts going a little quicker down, and the mouth of this weirwood tree starts to open, and you can hear almost the tree starting to get taller as the mouth turns into a gateway, and you see just a white light on the other side, just enough for someone to walk through.
All right, I'll step through.
You're going through?
Yeah.
I thought you were flying.
Bye.
See ya.
I thought we were just sitting them behind us.
Well, we were gonna
come back.
get to know the other guardians, I guess. I don't know. Whatever we were trying to do.
All right, then I guess I'll send the army through.
Okay, so you're gonna ride the dragon with the
you're the one
griffins.
who's,
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I want to do a
We're
flag.
just holding it.
Okay. He's like the leader guy. He's like Pax Storm.
Aiden Baelish,
Good luck.
good luck to you, sir.
Get on out of here! Get your asses out of here! He starts yelling, and they just. He looks at all y'all and. The North remembers.
See you on the other side, brother.
As he goes through and ESPN rings.
And he tackles the weirwood tree.
And it slowly, the mouth starts to go down as the tree starts to shorten, and it is back to its normal look.
How many people did we get through?
About, I'd say 125.
Okay.
It's a lot of people.
Strong battalion.
They're all dead.
They're gonna be solo though.
So I guess we'll go to our mounts.
Got all the class of black.
Oh yeah.
They're just reinforcing them.
So we'll get to our mounts and try to catch up with Riley and them.
Okay. As y'all, who's on what?
Beak.
I believe I'm on bug gut.
There's 3 eagles and.
Well, Stout only rides in the Dragon's Claw, so.
I have a thing I want
Okay.
to do beforehand.
You gonna teleport there?
So I'm going. I'm rubbing the amulet right now.
You're rubbing what?
The amulets.
Oh, I thought you said you're rubbing Daniel.
Evil.
Hey.
Oh, you're so hot.
Oh,
Daniel,
yeah.
my lover.
Hey, Danny.
It's Daniel.
Alright, listen, Danny, I don't need to use your lip. Oh, shit. Fuck. The amulet, I'm going to ask the amulet a question.
Okay.
Is poison all you can do?
No.
What
Of
else
course
can you do?
not. You shed enough blood for more.
What need I do?
Take a sip of me.
I'm going to do that.
Sounds like it's gonna poison you.
And what is it? So,
I'm going to take a sip.
Stout died that day.
so you see him like get out this medallion and kind of like crack it and just take a small sip as your eyes kind of flicker.
Do we see him doing this at all?
I mean, when did you do it? Did you do it while they were running through?
They're climbing on their mounts.
Were you trying to hide it?
Yes.
Okay, roll a deception check. Or whatever. Stealth. If you want stealth, you can roll
What, a
stealth.
hand maybe?
Whichever.
I'll go to deception.
What's your passive?
My passive perception.
21.
20.
Well, he definitely beat that.
Okay. So you kind of go to see him take a sip of it, you know.
I'm sitting on a cloud.
You're going to try to stop it. You're gonna, okay. Yeah. So you just see kind of out of the peripheral of your eye, you kind of look down and see him take a small sip and your eyes start to kind of move around. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
This is bad for me. 18.
18.
You know how many plus on your cons?
I have 0 plus.
Well, you're lucky you got an 18. Yeah, you kind of stumble back, like you're very lightheaded.
Okay.
Like you start seeing spots in your eyes, like in your veins, and your heart start pumping quicker.
Okay.
Crazy acid.
And
Man, I'm tripping balls.
you look at the eagle, and it's looks like another mini dragon.
Whoa,
Like-
dog.
The grass is like moving and changing colors.
Why is the sky purple? Okay.
As I see him like waving around and stuff, I'm gonna dismount.
And then, but you're back to your feet now. We got a small, you know, however you think how Stout would take this vision, this change. You have dark vision already?
I think I have low light, not dark. I don't remember how to check on this thing.
Anyways, what are you gonna do, James?
I was just gonna start like walking over to him as he's like waving around and stuff.
No.
Stout, are you okay? What was that?
A little
Pick me up.
pre-flight pick me up.
But you're okay.
I am always okay. What the fuck?
Should be under traits and skills.
Traits and skills. Okay. I could not find it.
Or features and traits. So.
I mean, we always knew he was a bit weird.
So did I see it come from the amulet? What he was drinking?
You don't see it, then you probably don't have it.
Probably.
Oh, racial traits.
Well, what was that you were drinking?
Yeah, I don't.
You have night vision, dark vision now.
Oh, okay, I have dark vision now. Just a little secret stash of mine.
Secret stash? What's it? What, like wine or something?
Similar, it is much stronger.
Stronger than wine.
Yeah. I don't like the flying, you see.
Oh,
It scares me.
I see.
Everyone always puts me in the talons of the beasts. I have to get ready, you see.
You sure you're okay?
Positively.
I want to roll insight on that.
I mean,
So
are
you're telling
you?
the truth?
Yeah, are you telling the truth or are you lying?
Technically, I'm telling the truth, but it's not the full truth.
And I would do deception then.
Alright. Shut up, phone.
27.
Oh, I have to roll a 20.
Did roll a 20.
27.
Nice.
It's the same. Yeah, I would say. God damn, that's.
Little weird
fuck.
feeling. But
Yeah, you're not sure because it's a tie. You're kind of like. But he was pretty convincing. You're like, he's normally a shitty liar. Like, so you're like, I'm gonna keep an eye on him, maybe. Like,
okay. I'll go back.
there's
I'm
a tinge.
gonna start
Yeah.
keeping an eye.
Yeah, there's a tinge in your head that's kind of like, I don't know, like. But I think he's telling the truth. But still, it's doubts. I don't know. Keep an eye on him. That makes sense with you tying him as a. He's doing a good job, but
He's coherent. So.
Mostly.
all right. So,
Well, let's go.
what else did you say? You say anything back to Daniel?
Danny, you're not real. Stay on my head.
Danny isn't, but Daniel is.
No, Daniel, damn it.
We're on our way to kill.
Down, Daniel.
Just a couple more drinks, and you'll be unstoppable.
Just tuck it back and
Just a little more now. As it
later.
starts to fade in your head.
Later.
Drinks the whole thing.
There's still attack
Go.
with that on
Y'all
there somewhere.
get on your mounts. Roll out
I mean, dark vision's pretty badass.
to the sky.
I wish I had dark vision.
Transformers, roll out.
Do half elves
Yeah.
just get it?
So you start flying,
Do half elves just get it?
and
I guess
about
So,
6
I'm
hours
technical.
in,
Yeah. Do you
Stout,
have it?
I guess so, yeah.
6 hours in.
6 hours into the flight, we're just gonna fly.
Yeah.
yeah.
So your high goes away, and your vision dulls,
Damn it, I'm coming back down.
and you no longer have dark vision.
Oh,
Only temporary.
it's the tainted LSD.
This LSD gives me superpowers. That's the best shit I ever had.
Acid man.
As you go through this beautiful landscape underneath you, as you follow the griffins, you can see the wall ahead of you as the sun starts to go down and darkness, the nighttime, the stars start coming out. As y'all slowly descend upon a large castle, small snow flurries up here, nothing sticking to the ground. As you feel a little bit of a chill and a long ride, y'all descend to the inner parts of Castle Karstark. Riley Reed jumps off of her mount and watches this large dragon flap its wings. She kind of lowers her eyes and gaze as the wings finally stop. She's got a shit-eating grin. She goes to Aiden and, yeah, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Almost as beautiful as you.
Nice.
She starts to blush. She's like, stop it, Aiden.
I think she's blushing, but it's really cold.
It's a bit cold. Y'all wanna... Let's go to the fire. As cars start, Thrice comes
We
to
should
you.
make our own fire.
Bundle of hormones around
Is that
here.
Renegade Riley.
You talking to me? Don't call me renegade.
Oh shit.
She kind of like shoulders you a little bit and walks next to you as y'all go back inside. And
I whisper to her, I don't have any protection.
she says, "There's a storage bay across the street."
That's the biggest inside joke thus far.
That's so weird. a jumper.
Right.
Thrice kind of tugs your part of your leather armor as they start walking. Not hard, just kind of like if you start to walk, kind of like grabs you right here. You flick her off and keep walking. So you
No.
turn around.
I'm gonna turn around. Is there something you need? What's going on?
I'm sorry for the push,
I deserved it.
but I'm serious. You know what you've always. And she starts to like blush a little bit, and she's like 5'1". She's real short, and she's kind of like, I've always looked at you before you were who you are now. I just want to remind you
You
that
almost knocked me off my fucking thing.
I was
I know, but you
here
moved.
before all this, and I will always be here for you. Remember, you can trust the Guardians. Hopefully, after this is done, maybe, just maybe,
You could use me
we can
like a dirty old.
get to know each other.
Go for it.
I would like that.
Just don't trust those Southern Lords. Don't trust King's Landing. Don't trust that army.
Why do you say that?
I just don't trust them. For what has happened in King's Landing after you left, you weren't there.
What happened?
The siege, the disruption in the castle, the university was burned. They destroyed the entire gardens. It was
Were they,
a nightmare.
Were they, was their skin pale white?
No, the syndicate, just Mace deemed the university where it should have never been built. He thought that maybe destroying the most powerful thing in King's Landing could allow him to continue on the throne. I don't know.
Oops.
I don't think anyone knew this in our group.
Hmm?
I don't think anyone knew this in our group.
But just, I want to stay in the north. Unless if we go back together, or I go back with you,
Okay.
where we can protect one another.
Okay.
Maybe we can. Never been to the Vale before.
You haven't missed out on much.
Really like to see the moon door.
It's pretty cool.
Well,
It's very
smooth
big.
talker.
What is it your moon doing?
Well, I just wanted you to know that things happen around you that the popular Kraken may not know about, and they might not be able to do anything about it, but people are, they're just not the same. It's bad. Things are bad. They're suffering.
It's bad.
Bad, okay.
Come on, as she grabs your arm. I'm getting cold. And kind of starts walking you into Castle Karstart.
Let's go.
Locked in arms.
Locked and loaded.
The door slammed behind you, and a priest steps up to the altar.
Fuck.
Dang it.
I, Cyrus Dane, cast ceremony.
Been bamboozled.
You may fuck the bride. So as y'all get into the common room, there's a few, about 3 fireplaces in here that are fires going, and there's the long tables, as there are meats and fruits and stuff at one. Y'all sit down, and you've been hungry. Y'all kind of skipped your first breakfast, second breakfast, your lunch. And y'all are kind of grubbing down as y'all are exhausted. Very exhausted. If we went further than this, it was probably going to be exhaustion.
We could time stop.
You already did it a couple of nights ago. This is your second long rest.
Can I do it once per long rest or no?
No.
Is it like a week?
It was, what I say, I think it was 3 days. You have to have 3 long rests before you can do it again.
Okay.
I don't think we have any reason to time stop.
I didn't know if we were in a hurry or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't. Just because, like, they aren't at the gates. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're still
I don't know if we
a 10-day away. They're probably a 10-day away from hitting the, Castle Black, as far as you know. Around there. Do they sleep? I don't know if they sleep. You don't know.
We'll have to
But you would think it's.
decide a game plan when we get there, whether or not we want to wait and make a stand at Castle Black, or
Yeah.
go ahead and go around them, go beyond into the darkness.
We do have options.
Y'all are just kind of eating, chatting right now. Whatever y'all want to talk about, whoever you want to speak with. If not, yeah, then we'll move on. But
So tell me, Fireboy, where is the rest of your sect? Why are you the only one here?
R'hllor doesn't have much of a presence here in the north. It is growing a little bit, and hopefully, if we can be victorious in this fight, people will see the might of the Lord of Light and will
That strikes me odd,
accept him as what he is.
seeing as your Lord of Light was so prominent during the last major northern event.
Yes, and that has gained him a lot of footing in Westeros as a whole. But these northern people, they have their old gods and they have their old ways. It takes a lot to draw people off that. But we've seen the power of the old gods. Seeing an alliance of R'hllor and the old gods may be what swings this battle in our favor.
Tell me, have you been to Essos recently?
I've never been to Essos.
Never.
No.
I'm sure you would find that your powers would be much more powerful there.
The strength of my power matters not to me, as long as the Lord uses me to do his will.
Have you all heard anything from King's Landing?
Still burning, right?
From what Thrice is saying, it's basically burned to the ground.
It's probably
Right.
good.
I was just like, it's not. Did you say all of King's Landing is burned to the
Well,
ground?
the Guardian University, right?
The university, mainly. She scowls at you like,
Not a big deal.
Who was in charge of the university when we left?
I think it was Weidman. Oh, we killed him.
And who was his cousin?
Weidman?
Yeah.
His cousin you killed at the Battle of the Vale.
Yeah.
The big guy that was next to Mace. Unfortunately, my laptop's at home. I can't get his first name, but he was also a Weidman.
Okay, what's his cousin's name?
Serial Weidman. The second.
Serial Weidman.
Back to Raisin Bread.
His sister was Aquarium Weidman.
Aquarium Weidman.
The mom was
Ginger.
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
The dad was Finn.
Finn and Vanessa.
Yeah.
Been a finesse
Named
your
after your
ass.
father.
They had a boy that was killed when he was younger. His name was Rocky. The other
Was he a
twin was named
boxer?
Balboa.
Balboa Weidman, huh?
Yeah.
Oh god. King's Landing is a land of depravity.
Aquarium and this guy's
It might be good for a start over in King's Landing anyway.
You do, and she does say and looks at you. She's like, as we worship the old gods, they did burn the weirwood at the university.
What? That is blatant.
They took all of the religions except for the 7 and burned it all.
Huh.
Who did the burning? It was the
Syndicate.
Which I think it was ordered by Ned Stark, the king, but
Oh, most definitely. Good thing he's dead.
no one, the old gods have no eyes in King's Landing anymore. That breaks my heart.
We will change that. But for now, the fight is in the north.
As Zane feels a hand on his pocket.
Hold my pocket, boy.
As it gets, and you look over and it's Cub Shadow Cat.
Get your paws off me.
This was
Get your
unexpected.
hand out of my pocket.
No, I'm just kidding.
Get your hand off my penis!
Jesus.
Unhand me, woman.
Riley Reed here's penis and
Settle down, Riley.
I prefer cork.
She twins the sheath of her griffin.
What are you talking about? She is the sheep.
That's why there's a nice glisten to her bird.
He's well maintained.
Feathers are so shiny.
So,
How you
anything
do
else?
it?
Who do y'all want to speak with? Do you want As it gets pretty quiet when you hear that the entire woods of the university are burned and destroyed.
I've just got a cigarette hanging on my lip. I'm bundled up, and some furs just hanging out by a fire, half asleep.
I want to go to the fire and start concentrating and praying and trying to reach out to Lady Stoneheart and see if I can connect with her.
You want to cast a message?
Yes.
Yes. Not really. I want to see if we can commune through the flames.
I don't think you'll. I mean,
Okay.
that's kind of why you got those spells to where you can cast your spells to talk to them. You know.
Yeah. Catch my message through the flame.
Okay.
There you go.
And
And as you do, you see like her face. You know.
okay.
Like. So it's almost like Harry Potter talking to Sirius Black in the in the common room of Gryffindor.
I'll just like
What are they
at the end of the day, I'll just keep casting the message to keep it going through the conversation as much as I can.
Yeah, that's fine. She'll do this. I mean, she'll do the same. So it's not like.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask her if she's heard the news of King's Landing.
Yes, I've saw the smoke.
Are you still in that area?
I'm still at Heron Hall.
Would you be willing to take your band and go help the people of King's Landing and make sure we have, let the Lord of Light be helpful to all the people there and maybe start the rebuilding process and help secure it?
Unfortunately, my son, I have a battle of my own at the Isle of Faces here. If you recall, right there by Heron Hall, that Isle of Faces or whatever, there was like a clouded, like, like a magical sense going around that area right there.
It's still there?
Yeah.
Oh.
So she's like, I'm battling this force here. We have taken casualties.
What is happening? Do you know what you're fighting against yet?
We've killed a few snake men, you might say. We have located their den under this river, under this lake.
We never went to the Isle of Faces, did we?
Mm-mm.
Well, that is disturbing news.
I think we can hold this off until you're finished in the north.
So we could send the Kraken to her.
I don't know if we can get there.
It's like a lake, you know. The dragon could pick it up.
Yeah.
This is your new home.
We're going north.
But yes, it saddens me to know that what was built has been destroyed, and Barola will protect us. The night is dark and full of terrors.
The Lord shine his light upon us, guide our way.
My burned men are fierce warriors.
If you get in dire straits, be sure to reach out. Let me know what's going on there so that we can maybe send resources if we can.
I've seen in the flames the darkness fade beyond the wall, and champions fix the scorched earth. We shall be here to watch, in this life or the next.
May the Lord guide our hands and our path.
He is guiding us all, those that follow and those that do not, for He is all.
I know I haven't spoken to you lately, but I am sorry for your losses of your son and your grandchildren.
Stark men are ambitious. I've tried to put them on the right path, but Rolar has its plans, and before the god of death takes them, we will see them again. Thank you, Cyrus.
Let it go now.
I know.
Okay. Shit.
Seems like we need to attack now.
Yeah. No reason to wait for the army.
Keep going to Castle Black.
We'll have to wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, y'all can go to sleep now. I mean,
Yeah, because
you're already
we gotta wait
asleep.
for your channel divinity to come back up before we can go.
I know we're a short fly away now.
Yeah, you're only about
I'll go
4-hour flight back now.
I'm sure there's a weirwood in here, right?
Karstarks?
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure.
For sure.
The
The original,
I'll
I
go,
did. These ones
go
probably
pray.
thought original.
See if I can talk to Bran.
Okay.
Go to the weirwood. O mighty children of the forest, come before you today, asking you to speak with one specific Brandon Stark, former king of Westeros. Are you there?
No, he,
Click call from.
you, sense
New phone, who it is?
that you kind of have your eyes closed and you feel a hand at your shoulder as he tells you to rise. You open your eyes and stand up, and it's kind of like what you've seen when time stop happens. Like it hasn't. The weirwood trees aren't blowing anymore. It's just still and quiet. It's just you two. And what is it? Why do you call? For we are battling in the skies, holding off this demon witch of law.
I was just coming to ask that we are on the right course with the right leadership and see if maybe I can get a little insight of what we will be fighting in the days to come.
Roll a d20.
12.
Okay, that's good. Over 10. As you know, you've been put in this situation for a reason. I have picked out each warrior. I have tried to gather what I've seen in years past. 50 years ago, I've seen this day. 20 years ago, I saw this day. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you succeed. People perish that aren't supposed to perish, but sometimes it's needed to strengthen the bonds of all of you. As Mace was an evil man, was blood hungry, and as Blaine was a good man, a man worthy to rule, there still must be one that takes the mantle, that sits on the throne, and doesn't rule like a Targaryen would, but a man of faith, of the old gods, a man that can look through the veil and see what's supposed to happen. For if you win this battle, you shall become something that not many people can say. You will take what you are given, and you will be kind and just. But you are on the right path, my son. You may have the blood of fire in you, the blood of dragons in you, but you have gathered the right men. You unlike some, have stepped away from power. You've stepped away from ruling to continue your sight on this darkness and to protect the North at all costs. You are obviously on the right path. Your mindset is what needs to be. And maybe you should speak with Zane. Get him back on track. These squabbling Game of Thrones doesn't matter. What you did is courage. It's honor. It shows all the gods I'm fighting with that you are the right man to win this. I've showed you the mountaintops, but I don't know if I've shown you this as it gets dark and the blackness fades to a snowy landscape on a lake off the milk water. A tall 20-foot obsidian-like onyx tower, and at its peak you can see the pulsing light of a purple window. There are no other. There's only one way in and one way out. It's almost one door and a window at the top, as it's leaning slightly to the left, with clouds, dark clouds, thunder and lightning striking. And you look up as it's snowing, but it's like you're in a bubble, as there's no snow that you're standing on, but 10 feet outside of this circle is almost 5 feet of snow that has been just slowly building up. And through this gateway into this tower is a stream of soldiers in black armor, spider-like helmets, holding 2 scimitars at their back. You see what looks like a human torso with spider legs, standing about 8 foot tall, half human, half spider. Really short, that you've seen before in a dream on session 1. Gray skinned dwarfs with battle axes walking alongside. And he looks over at you. I believe in you. I believe in the Kraken.
We are here to serve.
Thank you for having the heart of the old gods, for being the champion of us.
We need to bring the country back to the old ways. It's gotten a little out there recently.
Yeah.
We need to pull it
He
back
starts
in.
chuckling. It's surprising as you might think. It's been a battle in the skies through the gods. It's Rolar's a bit weird.
Yeah, so are his constituents.
Yeah, the Storm Lord, I will call him. He's pretty vicious. He's You know, these gods are helping us win this war, so as much as you have faith in me, you can also have faith that your companions are worshipping something that is protecting the lands as well.
Even the little guy?
The little guy is the little guy, worshipping the little guy. But he also beats the drum for Westeros. Be careful.
Thank you, my lord.
As he starts to, y'all all start to fade, and you kind of open your eyes, and you're back in the weirwood, and kind of you either can stay on a knee or get up, whatever. But you're back in your body.
Oh, let's go, Brandon. And stand up.
Let's go.
Anybody else?
Before I go to sleep, while I'm kind of sitting by the fire out in the snow, I'll take my jacket off and the furs, and I'll sit
Jacket
there,
off?
and I'll just kind of slowly concentrate on the drow man, and I'll just pour water over my head, and I'll reach out
The bad
to
idea
him.
north.
And as I feel like the cold's starting to take me, and you know, the distance of the warmth fading from me, I will say, I need your guidance. I need your strength. I need eyes that can pierce through the veil and see into the darkness, so that my blade can reach your enemies. I need to be ready for the coming days. I need to be strong. Give me the will, not only as a king, but as a warrior in your name.
You hear a distant thunder. You hear a rumbling of champion. You ask for much, but you have given more to me than an Ironborn has in 1,000 years. We fight. The demon queen herself, Loth, the spider that pierces the hearts of many, just trying to take control of this dominion. And for that, I bestow upon you a gift. Not that you've earned it, but you have the will, the audacity, the confidence that you shouldn't have to ask a god for favors, or have not given a gift of this sometime.
I give you my all willingly.
Go outside. Bury yourself in the snow, where the warmth turns into water, and you will drown yourself in pity and cowardness, and you will release all that weakness, and you will drown all that regret. You will be born again as a new man,
Dang it, Sue.
as the likeness of me.
I will die in the snow with my weakness, and rise anew. And I'll go outside and just my boots and my pants, and I'll go just find like a spot kind of out of the way and start covering myself up. Just leave my dagger on my chest. And
I'm just out there watching
hold on
this.
from there.
Anybody else?
I guess I'll go to the Weirwood now.
Hmm?
I guess I'll go to the Weirwood now.
Are you there?
Are you? I mean, you're walking up there. Am I there? No. I don't know what time frame you're going there.
Sure.
Do
Yeah,
you
I guess
guys-
this will be.
Okay.
You hear, like, after you kind of get back to your body, you hear footsteps behind you.
Cousin, what are you doing?
Came to the Weirwood. I don't know. I feel drawn to it.
Me too. I just got done talking to our father.
How's he doing?
He's very busy fighting the War of the Gods, trying to beat back Loth and protect the realm.
Loth.
You should talk to him.
Okay. I'll sit down with like my knees crossed, and then
I'll leave.
put my blades in front of me.
He crop dust you.
Yeah.
Put that in your
Thank you for
book.
that, cousin.
Chew on that, bitch.
Right.
Yes,
All right.
That damn lamb.
Children of the Forest. I need to speak to Lord Bran. If you'd please grant me the wish. Thank you. I'll bow my head.
You hear a whisper. Rise, child.
I'll get up.
As you open your eyes, and instead of in the Weirwood, you're surrounded by dark walls. Like you're in a large circular room with stairs alongside the walls. It's he's standing next to you.
Bran, it's good to see you.
Saying, congratulations on your victory.
It's no victory.
You've
yet.
risen more than you probably should. But I'm proud. I'm proud that you came to Westeros with so much hate, so much anger. I'm glad you've been able to rescue your sister. What is it you ask of me?
Guidance. I feel like we're going in the right place, but I'm not really sure what we're facing. That or, is there anything I need to do that you think?
I think this party will need your knowledge.
Knowledge of the evil.
The knowledge of Loth. The knowledge of Minzo Baronzone. The knowledge of the DeWarden family.
How many houses are left?
Plenty.
Okay.
But there is only one that must worry us. For there will be a man that you will meet. A man that is crucial to your survival. For these worlds may meet. We will need your knowledge to win this war. Remember that. Don't lose sight of the goals of Westeros. But keep your eyes on the path to overcoming your old self. The power that filled you. That you would want to do anything in this world. You will give anything for the power. Remember who not saved you, but put you on the path for righteous acts and not evil. Therefore, there will be a time where you must make a decision. And I hope you choose the right one.
Oh well. Guess I need to talk to Aiden then.
Did I speak with Aiden?
Did you speak? Oh, I feel like I need to talk to Aiden.
Yes, you must talk to him. Y'all are brothers, cousins, blood. I brought you together, but y'all must stick together. That is not... I can't do that for y'all.
Alright.
I believe in you. Just remember, it's not the power that makes a man. As it starts to fade. Raisin Bran is gone.
Raisin Bran's gone. 2 scoops.
The minutes.
Just sleepy time.
I will just stare at the amulet and give a light prayer and then head to bed.
You're gonna head to bed before you lay your head down and one more sip.
Not yet.
He starts to laugh. Oh, my son Stout, how you don't understand the power you can have with. It is just a hand's breadth away.
My son.
I see how your friends treat you. They are not your friends.
Who said they're my friends?
With this, they will bow to you.
I'm gonna roll a religion check. I want to know if there's any religion whose God considers its underlings its children.
What do you mean?
Specifically. Well,
Oh, from what he just said?
yeah. Is that something I can roll for? Or is just
Yeah,
that meaningless?
that's fine. Yeah, just religion check to kind of break it down with if you think it's religion or not.
13 plus 14.
27.
Yeah.
You know there's a lot of religions, some that are just more of a cult than there's religion.
Okay.
You know of like children of the forest. You know that
Right.
there are some gods that refer to them as children, but
Children of the Forest doesn't really
You
make
get a-
sense in this situation.
you get a sense of this isn't a religious thing.
Okay.
You get a strong sense from this is power. Like you've never seen, felt anything like this as magical. Like this is pure magic, not of this world
Unadulterated.
type of magic.
Okay.
Straight from the source.
So you think this is more of a... This person might have been locked into this locket that's trying to escape. And is maybe when you do drink this, you are getting more powerful. Without, and it's weird because where you're from, you don't gain power from like this. You worship and your God gives you what they want you to have. But on this, you're getting power for nothing. Like, wow, this is nice. I don't have to serve anybody for this power. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I changed my, I could see, hear, everything was magnified, like I wasn't human anymore when I drank this.
So, question. This vial isn't exactly all that big, right?
It's an amulet,
Mm-hmm.
and the amulet you would think is covered, it's hollowed to where it's filled, this whole amulet. Like because there's like a red ruby like this, surrounded by a gold circle.
Half ounce
So-
of pure magic.
6-8 ounces.
Yeah, like I'm trying to figure
And
out.
you like pretty much took like a dab of it, like
Okay.
like you know.
Like an eyedropper.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna lay
You
down.
can talk to Daniel.
What's up, Danny?
I'm just saying if you wanted.
Nah. Not right now.
Okay. So y'all sleep.
Yippee.
Do y'all want to head to Castle Black, or do you want to end the session?
Toby? Kind of up to you.
Take off to Castle Black.
Yeah.
Just go to Castle Black.
We do need to end the session, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was gonna say. Do y'all want to end this session sleeping, or do you want to end this session like you're looking at Castle Black about to land?
Let's do it at the land, yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
think that'll be
so
better.
we'll just say, y'all wake up. You know, Cub, who no one spoke to. Thrice, Riley are eating. Y'all eat breakfast, and y'all, you know, Cub says that he sent a letter also to his uncle, and that they're gonna look for you, and kind of tells him, you know, just they're coming, you know, marching that way, and we're gonna head that way and talk to you, and we'll discuss what's going on.
Before we leave, I'm going to hand Cyrus a mug.
World's greatest dad.
Okay.
I want to fuck with him. That's what's going on.
is there anything in it?
There's just ale.
Pour some in.
Ale.
Ale.
I'm more of a wine guy. Sorry, I just said that.
Let's see.
How are you feeling today?
Ah, wonderful. How's the back?
Fine.
That's not the answer I wanted.
Is something wrong? Is something on my back?
Nah, nothing's wrong.
Okay.
I just walk away.
Hey, Cyrus, there's something on your back.
You've been carrying the team.
Shoulders are a bit sore.
All right, so y'all head to Castle Black. As you're getting closer, the winds start to
come
pick up a
inside
little
shivering.
bit as the snow starts to fly, and the closer you get to Molestown, the snow is on the ground. As now you can see the darkened skies beyond the wall. You can almost see and feel the magic flowing through the winds as you understand that shit is about to get real.
Shit is about to go down.
And as y'all land, your griffins and eagles and dragons, the 8 most powerful men and women in the land, finally reach beyond the wall to speak with Lord Commander Ajax Shadowcat. And that's where we'll end this session. And thank you all for watching.
Like and subscribe on twitch.tv/The Iron Lich. We try to play every Sunday morning, Saturday afternoon, Friday night. You never know.
Not always.
Subscribe to the OnlyFans Picks.
Just make sure and follow us so you get that alert when we do go live.
Right. We put all of our old videos on YouTube at The Iron Lich Gaming. We got a bunch of content on there. Check it out.
And thanks for playing my game. It's been a while.
We got some more portraits coming soon.
Who won the merch last time? Was that
Dina.
Dina, yeah.
And Toby's still got to do a one shot.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all.
The lock and
Cowboys by 40.
Yeah.
Cowboy Nation.
As long as we don't lose.
Oh, we're still alive. We can't let
Did we wake up?